Cat's Delicatessen has been a destination for hungry New Yorkers and tourists alike for more than a century. Now its neighbor, the Marshall's discount clothing store, attracts bargain hunters. What comes together with Marshall's in this luxury building is Equinox, a luxury fitness club. Earlier this summer, Target opened its first store in the East Village. In the past 20 years, big box chains like Marshall's and Target began to open urban stores after saturating the suburban market. Since 2008, chain department stores have increased almost 150% in New York City, according to the 2017 report by Center for an Urban Future.
It's definitely changing the neighborhood. It's not just, a single new store, Marshall's, but overall across the city, I think we're seeing, especially in neighborhoods that had been lower rent neighborhoods where local sort of mom and pop stores could afford to have stores and afford the rent, that we're seeing that as these neighborhoods become more expensive and we see greater kind of influx of people into the city, into neighborhoods where people weren't living before, this it becomes more viable for larger stores that can pay higher rent. It's pushing out kind of diversity of stores and bringing in more single-use kind of large retailers.
The growth of chain stores could be attributed to lending practices, according to New York City Council. Banks tend to offer more favorable terms to tenants like national chain retailers, which in general carry less risk than independent businesses. In the East Village, chains have increased 1% from 2016 to 2017, while small business retailers have decreased 7%. Is Marshall's arrival a surprise for the neighborhood? The New York Daily News says it becomes the last straw in the decades-old gentrification in this counterculture center for artists, hippies, and poor students.
But what that meant was that you had buildings of all different eras, different levels, different affordability, and so you had a kind of mixture and diversity of the kinds of people that lived in the neighborhood. As you begin to see much larger scale, uniform development which is all pitched at an upper class, you're by design eliminating the affordability in the neighborhood.